Reading the other qwel statement. Hey everyone, as a promise, this is a follow-up to my statement from July. While I so stand by what I said, then I know there's much more that needs to be said, and I hope there's a meaningful next step. Before I start, I'm not going to name specific names because I don't want to encourage any further harassment of anyone. I know this might make what I'm about to say sound very vague, but I don't want to risk anyone on any side of the situation getting targeted or hurt anymore. First and most importantly, many people deserve apologies from me. I'd like to formally do so in this statement, but I know that a blanket apology is not enough. I want to directly help those who have been victimized by the person who abused me and others, and apologize for any direct or indirect actions I've done and that may have harmed them. Everyone who was impacted by what happened in the past and what's happening right now, who deserves the opportunity to heal, and I want to do what I can to help. Please know that I am sorry. As a part of taking responsibility, I will be stepping back from my position as the lead on Danny's World until further notice. Right now, my focus needs to be on personal growth, accountability, and healing. A lot of false information about who I am and what I've done in the past has been spread over the past few months. Some is completely made up or is only a part of the story to make me look like a monster. I will be admitted I've made mistakes and poor choices in the past, but I've always tried to learn and grow. I take responsibility for how I conducted myself as a leader and a friend. Looking back, there are things I should have done differently, and I'm committed to doing better in the future. While I step away, members of the studio will continue sharing the work they are doing. I hope you give them the kindness they deserve, because they care so much about Danny's World and the community. The team behind Danny's World is incredibly talented, and this project always has been about building something bigger than one person. Before I end this, I want to address the letters the Launch Crush legal team sent out a few weeks ago. Please know that I did not tell the legal team to send individuals cease and desist letters. Our legal team acted in the interest of the company to protect the business, me and the Launch Crush employees, because they anticipated that the narrative that was being spread would lead to harassment and hate. They were ultimately proven right, because the exist of the cease and desist letters was shared with the public, and that narrative then became what I personally tried to silence people, which I would never do. This caused things to get worse and for others to be harassed even more violently. I've asked the legal team not to pursue any further legal actions against anyone unless they absolutely have to, based on persistent harassment and attacks. I do not want to be transparent and share what the legal team is strongly considering further actions against the one former employee who was aggressively and repeatedly indicated harassment attacks on me, our staff, and others who are just trying to do their jobs. This individual pursued a close personal relationship with me when I was 15 and he was in his 20s. And his actions have caused me, my family, blood crunch employees, and the Danny's World community a tremendous amount of pain and suffering. The legal team will ultimately make the decision whether or not to pursue. I understand this might feel like I took too long to make this post. I can also understand that the statement might not feel like it's enough for some of you. I am doing the best I can and will continue to grow on. It's been difficult and scary to fully comprehend the way that I have made others feel. I've also been unable to probably come to terms with how I was groomed and manipulated in the past, especially when I've seen so many people say that I willingly protected one of my abusers and that I deserve to be harmed or killed for 2 months. I've been attacked, and I've seen people attack not just members of the studio and Danny's World community, but also children who some have felt the need to harass and threats for just enjoying a game that they like. I can't let this continue and do nothing about it. I hope one day I can return to Danny's World, but I know that's the only way that I can return is if I take accountability and get support I need and grow as a person. Well, this will be now my opinion, so if you don't need it, scroll away. I might give you time. qwel actually did the best it could. Well, not the best apology in the world, but the best apology she could do. I will keep continuing playing Danny's World. I'm a person who forgives very quickly, so you cannot ask me for my opinion. So, yeah. First, qwel is a victim of rocks as well. So, you cannot be screaming at her for staying kind of close to rocks. And if she just stayed with him longer, because because rocks had stuff from Danny's World, like assets of the game, that qwel needed before letting him go completely. So, yeah. And I'm just saying, qwel should have not apologized, like, from Rox. Like, Rox should make a statement, not qwel. Qwel should make a statement for herself. Just for herself. For her actions and nothing more. The stuff she did wrong and the stuff she did. She did not have to make an apology for somebody else. Because qwel was not the one who was grooming people, as much as I know of. And by the way, before attacking me, please know I'm a person who forgets very quickly, and I look past shit the moment somebody apologizes. So I'm not the best person to have an opinion on the whole shit. And I will keep continuing playing Dice World because I've been playing this fucking game for 2 years. So, yeah. Cry me a river, but I don't really care, I guess. Well, I do care. Yes, the victim is to be believed up front, but I always saw something wrong with it. I don't know what, but I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, so yeah. Bye-bye.